that's the wrong one. Hold on. There we go. I'm like, wait a minute, that's the wrong. Okay. Hi. How's everyone doing today? Okay, let me just address this lighting situation. Okay. Yes, back to the shoujo. I am so excited. Here we go, here we go. Now, we're on Act 3 of SHIZUNE'S, so let's rock. You know what I mean? Let's frickin' do this. Okay, so 9 parfait, right, is where we were, right? Yes. Okay. I hope this is where I am, I don't know. When we get there, a couple comes in after us, causing Misha to jump slightly at the noise. Seeing that it isn't Shizune, she relaxes again, smiling almost as usual to order parfait from Yuko and sliding into the nearest booth. You ran off too fast. You could have at least waited to see what she was going to say. Misha's angry reaction tells me it could be that she was afraid of what Shizune might say. Damn. Why are you both doing this, Hichan? Because Shizune still wants to be your friend. I guess that for her, it's kind of like launching a nuclear missile from a submarine. You need 2 keys to do it. What else can she do, though? She isn't automatically signing whatever she hears or says anymore, and I'm sure that is the reason Shizune has been having so much trouble with her. That's sad! What are you eating? Child! Child! What do you... Sorry, over here, now. Hold on, he's like chewing something? Come on, baby! Come on, come on! Yeah, stupid. What? Dummy. Okay. Sorry, he was like a little... You know those little plastic things they put on clothes? They put the tags on the clothes? Yeah, for some reason, Mona's on the ground and he was chewing on it like some dummy. Okay. It really wouldn't, right? Oh my god, I like just worked out for the first time in forever and I think I might have slightly pulled something in like, oh, my side, so I'm kind of in pain right now. Okay, if she tried to talk it over, you wouldn't listen. Misha's, oh no, oh no. Misha's guilty expression tells me I've hit the mark. Do you really hate Shizune that much? No, Hichan, I told you that. It's the opposite. She answers without even flinching, idly playing with the spoon. Yeah, I know. I'm sure she knows it too, but I wonder if it might be easier if you did. The only thing she's really thought about for the last week is how to make you happy, since Shizune is still attached to you. Yesterday, though, she thought that maybe it would be easiest for you if you just hated her. Since you didn't tell her you hate her, Shizune thinks that you can both still be friends. She's like that, only thinking in extremes. Oh, this is really sad. Her parfait is starting to melt, the ingredients coming together in tiny rivers that remind me of growing roots of a tree being shown through time-lapse photography. That's stupid. Hichan isn't that stupid, Hichan. Don't be ridiculous. It's got nothing to do with intelligence. Smart people can do stupid things. And anyway, isn't that true? I was terrified last week when we talked, but at the end, I was relieved because it sounded like things might go back to normal. I wasn't expecting you to have a fight right after. It wasn't a fight, Hichan. It was just me yelling at her. I've noticed that Misha's voice never really changes in tone. Just volume. It's so low with guilt that I can hardly believe it came from her. Either way, I was happy because I thought you and her could still be friends since she needs you. No, she doesn't, Hichan. So, how do you know that? There's a lot of things Shizune doesn't vocalize, say, talk about. I'm afraid if I say the wrong thing, it'll ruin the mood. I get to finally have a conversation with her and I don't want to screw it up. I wonder if this is the first time she's had an honest conversation with me. Just because she didn't tell you doesn't mean she doesn't like you. That doesn't make sense. Yes, it does. Otherwise, she would argue back. Aw, you don't think so? She picks fights with everyone, so why not you? Obviously, because you're her friend and she values you. And Shizune is hurt, too. She's just awful at showing her feelings. Usually does it the wrong way too, but she still likes you. Hit-chan, do you remember when I said I didn't want to hate Cha-chan or upset her? The truth is, I ended up doing both. Now it's like there's an awkwardness between us. It's hard to explain. Both of you are so stubborn. You were talking about how you didn't want to drift apart from Shizune, but then you're going to let it happen. And Shizune is just as bad. She wants to be your friend, but respects you too much to be as aggressive as she'd be with anyone else. And I'm sure that Misha interprets Shizune giving her space as a lack of caring. It's a lack of communication here, people. I screwed up already, Hit-chan. It'll happen again, I'm sure. When I think about that way, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. It feels like the either way, I'll end up making things worse. Then, it might be better if I didn't do anything at all, right? Don't be ridiculous. Why would you even think that way in the first place? Be more positive. This should be easy for you, I want to say, but that would be presumptuous. Hit-chan, I never knew you were so optimistic. I never expected it. He's like, I'm really not. You always act so gloomy when I try and surprise you. No, this is a recent thing, really. I just hate it when people give up so easily now. Now, huh? It makes me mad when people give up. I used to think that giving up was kind of like running away, since that's how people always describe it. But now that I think about it, it's usually more like throwing something away. When you run away from something, you can think of it as still being there. So, I was in the hospital, and I didn't just want to run away from my problems, I wanted to never think about them again. Misha eats a spoonful of her gray ice cream goo. Did she only just remember it was there now, or could it be she likes it that way? You never know with Misha. Anyway, my point is, you can't do that. People are too sentimental to just throw away their memories out like that. It's impossible. Shizune can't think of life in terms of anything but winning and losing. Don't you think she wishes she didn't have to remember the parts where she loses? You can't pick and choose though. That's like wanting to live in a bubble. The worst part is, your way of thinking is so wasteful. It's making you so pessimistic you're afraid of everything. Come on. I grab her hand as I wave Yuko over with the other hand to pay her for our food. Where are we going now? Back to school before lunch is over, but I want to check out a few places before then. Aww. Sorry, I'm like emotional already. I'm like, oh. Although I start feeling tired even after doing what could be described as on the level of a brisk jog at best, Misha and I eventually make it to the gate of the school with a little over 10 minutes to spare. I didn't even really want to come to the school, you know. Yamuka! I didn't have a choice. You were raised here. I'm sure a lot of people were. The people who talk about this game, oh my god, Katawa Shoujo, I'm sure they were raised in Yamaku too. When I got to this gate, I'm sure part of me was thinking, what a depressing place. It doesn't look depressing at all though. Well, I still thought I had everything figured out. I felt practically like another person. If I could, I'd go back and tell myself to stop thinking he can write everything off at a glance and acting like his life is already over and he can never have fun again. Aww. The school grounds are still littered with quite a few people. It's lunchtime, so it's typical. This is where you and Shizune had me helping you put together 2 festivals. What a lot of hard work. I thought, I don't have time for this. When I look back on it though, I didn't do all that much. I also didn't have anything better to do. I just have spent the time alone. I drag her to our homeroom next, which is empty except for Mutu trying to eat a sandwich before classes resume. Oh, I heard a laugh. Oh my god. Every time I thought of either of you, I wish you would leave me alone. Whether it was here or... Leaving Matu to his lunch, we head for the nearby vending machine, and I grab a soda while I still have 5 minutes to drink it. I've spent an entire lunch period with Misha, longer than both Shizune and I have managed to find to talk to her in days. Following me to the cafeteria or trying to corner me after half my classes. I never realized we only talked like 4 times. It was really all in my head. I only barely realized it now. I remember that, Hit-chan, but I know where all these places are too. Wait, let me finish my guided tour, since we're running out of time. By the way, do you want a soda? Making our way to the stairwell, I'm glad that I don't have to pull her by the hands anymore. Oh, I'm feeling a little emotional today already. I might start crying right now, like, oh my god. You get dizzy on stairs, right? Yeah. I guess just here is good enough then. I lean against the wall as Misha sits down on the steps across from me. Do you ever miss the people you went to school with in elementary school? Or middle school? No. Right? It's just so sweet and I'm like, ah! It's so terrible. Oh my god, this game is so good. Oh my god. I know I've heard people talk about it. Oh my god, you know, Katawa Shoujo. It's amazing. I cried and cried. I know a lot of people who haven't played it know and think of it as like the game where you have sex with disabled girls, but like, oh my god, it's so much. This game is like, oh my god. No, that was fast. She didn't even have to think about it. I found myself cringing effectively. I had more friends in my old school, but I don't talk to them anymore. It almost feels like that was another lifetime ago, which is sad, really. Sometimes I want to talk to them again, but I know I can't. I'm scared and embarrassed. Things like that. They're too far away for me to go see them. Then I think about calling them, but I don't know most of their numbers. And I left on a sour note, so why would they want to see me again? It feels like I should just forget about it, but I still think about it anyway and regret that I didn't try harder to stay in touch somehow. And I start to think that maybe feeling like I should forget about it is wrong. It would be an insult to all those people I had fun with and a waste of all the good times. Like I said before, even if there are some bad times too, it's alright if you can look back on them as happy memories. But I didn't even think about it then. So it was like when I woke up one day and realized that I had no friends. I just let myself lose all my friends, and it felt awful. I'd really hate it if you and Shizune ended up the same way. That's all. That's all. It makes me sad to think that you'll do the same thing and push away your friend. Especially because you're not far away from Shizune. I mean, you even live in the same dorm. Friend? Aren't you my friend too, Hichan? Yeah. You slept through all of it, but the fireworks were really nice way back at the festival. My first time seeing fireworks like that, and my first time really seeing the sky in a while, and I'd never really looked at the stars before then either. I had thumbed through a book about them while I was in the hospital though, and I learned a lot. Like that stars aren't just burning, they're more like a constant chain of explosions, so far away that some of the stars I'd be seeing would have been burnt out for thousands of years already. It's that their light would only just be reaching Earth. I saw a mock-up comparing the size of the planet to our sun, and then to other suns. Japan wasn't even visible on the tiny Earth in that book. You know what I never realized? She looks at me expectantly. They're amazingly shiny. It's true. Why are you doing this, Hichan? Doing what? I'm not stupid. I don't know. A bunch of reasons. Because you're Shizune's friend, and I liked how close you were, and maybe I'm trying to tell you that we all have our low points, but giving up is stupid. Anyway, it seems worth the trouble. That's the only reason? And you're my friend. That's it? Can't I do something for no reason? You can, but I want to know. Well, what else do you want to hear? The bell rings before Misha can reply. She ends up laughing instead. The what? I see less of Misha in the following days, but I don't worry, because when I do see her, she looks a bit more like her old self each time. Once it's clear enough that I don't have to be afraid of it being my wishful thinking coloring my perceptions, I start to relax again. I wake up very early and feeling sick on Sunday. I went to sleep too early last night, too. Something's also wrong with my curtains. They won't close completely. Everything just sucks. Because of that, I can't even attempt to go back to sleep. The sun hits me in the eyes every time. I'm sure this is probably why I woke up so early this morning as well. Whoa! That scared me. Being this sick and tired is a perfect storm of frustration. I'm almost glad when there's a knock on the door. Oh my god! No! Oh boy. It's a... No, OMG, no, OMG, no. Oh my god, here we go. It's a familiar no, he's gross. I hate him, he's not my man. It's a familiar person holding an almost a completely eaten apple in his hand. Taking one last bite, he attempts to shoot it into my trash can and misses completely, and it smashes apart on the wall 2 meters too high. To be fair, most of the pieces afterwards do manage to fall into the trash can, but I'm pretty sure no one is so brazen that they would be aiming to do something like this on purpose. Perfect shot! Sup, roomie? I'm not your roomie, we don't live in the same room. It doesn't matter. It does, you should at least know the difference between living in the same building and living in the same room. I need to use your room. For what? I messed up, I should have said absolutely not. The student council keeps delivering my mail, even though I asked them to put it in my locker or something. But they keep putting it under my door, delivering my mail without noticing it. So today, I'm lying in wait to catch them in the act, like a detective or a safari hunter. I need to chill in your room for today and look through the little peephole or I won't be able to catch them in the act. And maybe tomorrow too. It'll be awesome. We'll get pizza on both days. Or should we get pizza on just one day and something else on the other day? But what? And which day is pizza day? Not today, never. You know, I'm in the student council. Why didn't you just ask me about this? If he had, I would have been able to find out very easily. Wouldn't have to have Kenji in my room. It's a win-win, except I guess this way he might be able to get a pizza out of me. I start thinking that maybe this is Kenji's intention. But, no, I doubt it. There's no way he could plan something that elaborate. You know? What, when they deliver mail? Well, no. They just hand me my mail when I go to the student council, usually. The point is, I could find out by asking them. Then I'd know, and I could tell you. That's how people find things out. By asking. Not cavemen. Ah, yeah, no response to that, right? Checkmate. Use your own peephole. What if they see me? They can't. That's how peepholes work. It's like a one-way glass. For real? Well, no way. They'll be expecting me to be in my room anyway. They'll sense my presence and know I'm there. They never expect me to actually be in the room across the hall. I'm going to go to the student council room and go get your mail for you right now. Then I guess I can't let you leave. That's dumb. What if I have to use the toilet? Your games won't work on me. It's like, bro, I'm serious. I sit down at my desk and start doing my homework for the weekend. You know, you're going to have to leave eventually, so you can't stay here forever or keep me here forever. I mean, this is my room to start with. Yeah, I don't think I can. What time does the mail usually come? Now. Why are women so slow? Why do you care so much about the mail anyway? Are you expecting something? I'm always expecting something. Not today, though. Do you want them to send something? Do you even send mail? Nope. That's how they get you. I haven't used the mail since I was 8. I sent a letter to Lego asking them to make Dragon Ball Legos. They said they couldn't get the rights and gave me some coupons. Totally worth it, but after that I made sure to stay off the radar. You don't use mail, do you? I wrote to my parents last week. But that's how they get you. Yes, I should have known. Maybe that's why they put that microchip in me the next day. So, the rumors were true. I'd like to know what rumor mill he got that from. I was kidding. It's a joke. Joke? Damn. You would joke on me? I guess this is how it feels to have jokes cracked on. I never thought it'd happen to me. This is a serious issue. Man, I think you are not appreciating the depths of my dilemma. It's a work in many acts. Complicated act with many players. It's really hard, okay? After I'm done, I'm gonna eat a whole fish to celebrate it. Ah, shit. I wanted a pizza though. I still want pizza. Can I get fish on the pizza? Do they do that now? You're going to be paying for it. You still haven't paid me back, and I'm not hungry right now anyway. Not in the mood for pizza? That's just not possible, son. It's gotta be pizza. Anyway, I'm in the pizza stage of my life. Before I was in an ice cream stage, my girlfriend kept eating all the strawberry out of my... I can never pronounce that word. It probably happened to you, too. It's hard to tell if he's serious half the time. I could only see his expression when he's not nose deep in my door. I doubt that. Hey, you know that I do have a girlfriend, right? Not Iwanako either. The student council president, actually. Old news. What? Seriously? I have my sources. Anyway, then it dawned on me that I'd gotten fat from all the ice cream. It was a rude awakening, like sleeping on a beach and getting hit by a wave that destroys your sandcastle. I started running. Had to lose the pounds, but maybe I was really running away from myself. Napolitan? I'm struggling here, you know what? Like, my brain reads it as something else, like Napolitan, and I don't know why. I don't know why that's how my brain reads it. I know, I'm like, what does that say? He's like, oh shit. That was really funny. Oh my god, he's like, ah! A sudden and continuous knocking caused him to leak backwards far enough to hit the wall all the way behind him. I take the opportunity to walk over and open the door. The feminists are coming. Shizune! Good morning. What's up? I hate if you salt the doorway, they can't enter uninvited. I'm not going to put salt in my doorway. But you're considering it. Good. Good morning. Are you here to deliver the mail? Nodding, Shizune waves a couple envelopes between our faces. The feminists are coming. I take them from her, freeing up her hands for conversation. How did you know? How did you know? You were hiding it behind your back in a really obvious way. Hiding what? The mail. He's like, hiding what? It's okay. I wasn't trying very hard to hide it in the first place. That's not like you. You are the type of person to do anything worth trying is worth trying hard. Girls, take an initiative. And what about me? I've been using that phrase for years. Where's my parade dog? I spent literary gold and you women just steal it or wear it out like 2-for-1 sundress. You're all like the picker to my Kirk. Or you could even be Janeway. Not all. Kenji's just like rambling in the back of his house, just like, bruh. Not all the time. Are you making fun of me? Finally noticing Kenji, she gives him a wave. Hey Kenji, the student council president says hi. Hi. Introduce me. I had no idea what he was saying, but it looked confident. You don't want to know Kenji. Oh yes, no one is better at saying that kind of stuff confidently. I already did. I even introduced you by title. This is Kenji. He's the guy across the hall. His room right behind you. Anyway, do you have his mail too? I'm only delivering your mail because it was there. I have early access. It's all about location. Consider it as a perk of being in the student council. That doesn't sound very fair. She takes a lot of liberties with her position. At least they're small ones. This isn't the first time I've really been able to see your room. It's a blatant lie, or she'd have signed it much faster. I'm sure Shizune remembers that it's not the first time. Why does he get to see your room and I can't? Is it a guy thing? It's not a secret club being a guy. It should be, with rings. Rings with big-ass emblems and gold. Are you sure? Are you really sure? I always thought that there was a secret brotherhood of men. Why is she ignoring me? Let me tell her about the guy club. Also, what's up with the hand signals? Is she trying to hex me or something? No, stay out of this. I have to translate everything you say to her. And I'm not sure if I could even handle it. And she'll probably misunderstand it. And then you'll probably misunderstand the reply and have to translate your rebuttal. Ugh. Rebuttal? Why would I rebut? I like my butt. What is he saying? He says he has no rebuttal. Rebuttal to what? I haven't even begun to challenge him yet. I don't like the way she put that. So it appears that she wants to. But about what? It doesn't matter, since it wouldn't end well. Don't pick fights where there are none. I've never met your friends. Why can't I? It looks like he's being passionate. He's all "Hurrah!" in the back. I suppose with the way he's flailing around, it would be stupid to suspect Shizune to think otherwise. Anyway, I better change the subject to say to him, sign that he is not my friend. He's weird. I'm gonna save. We'll save up top. Yes, that's really funny. Not that it would be likely to work on her, but I'm sure that if she has to come for your reason other than to drop my mail off. If it was something that tiny, she wouldn't even have bothered knocking. You didn't come here just to give me my mail or chat up with my friends, did you? Shizune snaps her fingers in mock frustration. The screen is just as loud as ever. You're right. Let's go somewhere again. Do you have somewhere in mind already? You're right again. Let's go to the usual place. She whips out a bag of neatly wrapped containers from just outside of the doorframe. I'm guessing they're filled with food, and this time, it doesn't look store-bought. Setting it down between her feet, she continues. Is that for me? This is a real surprise. See? I had to have something over everyone at the very end. I agree, in the way people normally do when someone makes a statement in front of them that tells them more than they meant to tell. Well, fine. If you're both going to ignore me, I'm out of here. So cruel. You'll regret this. Kenji. Aw, cute art. Damn. Oh, she... I think I can see her panties. Not long afterwards. Right? It's all like huge. I don't know if that's... I think it might just be like the way her skirt is. But I mean, her boobies look nice. ASMR. How do I do that? Turn off text. How do I do that? How do I... In the text in the menu? Oh. No, I think it's just her skirt. I think it's just her skirt, honestly. How do I get it back? Oh, never mind. Not long afterwards, we find ourselves on the school roof. It is normally deserted at this time on a nice day like this on the weekend? No, of course not. I can only think that's because of Shizune. Not that clearing out a roof would require anything more than posting a sign on a door. The empty plastic container Shizune had packed our meal in line next to me. I said that weird. It was another quiet meal since holding chopsticks prevents us from saying much to each other. Right, they're staring at me. I'm intimidated. I'm like... Right? Well, it's not blowing hard enough to be a problem. The wind is a little strong today. It blows the plastic bag loose from under the empty containers, so it whips around for a bit before rolling over my legs and getting caught in the tip of Shizune's shoe. She's all mad. She's all, bruh. Immediately she grabs it and starts signing, not looking happy that I'm laughing at her. She looks so mad. Even though she's trying to not let out a laugh herself. With the bag in the way, however, she has to eventually sit on it to continue. Very funny. How was it? The food? It tasted familiar. That means it was bad. No, I remember eating this exact meal before, when you made it. Not exactly the same. The fried shrimp was new. It's the only thing I know how to make, but I should have improved. How many times have you made it before? This is the second time. Making this particular meal? Cooking. Oh, she looks so cute. Next time, it's your turn to try it. She looks adorable. She's all, "Urgh." The way she keeps tugging on the corner of the bag is bothering me. I think I know why she's doing it. Is it really bugging you that much? I want to pack them up properly. Oh, she looks so cute. I love how she looks so beautiful. It's okay, I'll get them. As in picking them up, I realized she must have brought a lot of food to be able to fill all these containers. I didn't even eat much. Shizune must have some metabolism in order to pack all away. Oh! Oh! Even though I've only been up for a second, it's long enough to stupidly trip over my own feet. Barely managing to break my fall, I end up landing on my elbows and knees right next to Shizune's lap. Oh no! Oh no! As I pull myself back up, hand gingerly on my chest, all I can think about how my knees hurt and how this fall could have killed me. I feel nauseous. Shizune gives me a helpful push on my shoulder to help me upright, though I notice her eyeing me oddly. Unfortunately, even a light shove is enough to take me by surprise. Are you okay? I nod, but we don't return to sitting beside each other. Naturally, being alone with Shizune is going to involve a lot of silence, but I only start to notice it now. The typical sign of awkwardness. Again, she's the one to break the ice. I was expecting you to try something dirty. And now the mood is back to awkward. She looks like, aw, how's Misha? Misha oh, the song. Misha seems happier now, back to her old self. I thought this would be a good way to celebrate and to thank you for helping her. Her hand stumbles a bit on the last word. You think too much like a businesswoman. I can't help it. It's how I've been taught to do things. It makes me happy that you're asking about Misha. It would be more accurate to say back to her real self. She would only be back to her old self to you. The Misha you know is completely different from the one I think of when I think of the first time we met. Even though I think she looks better cheerful and smiling, that isn't typically how she is. Oh, I wonder if it's true for you too? I don't answer. Well, if Misha's happy, then it doesn't matter if it worked out in the end. Your plan worked. You knew her just as well as you said. You knew everything she would say. If your idea was just that I'd speak for you, though, doesn't this make me your puppet? I didn't do anything then. Not true. It was your idea first. I was wrong. I have a way of seeing things that is very flawed, now that I've thought about it. I'm sure you know. Sometimes I treat everything like a competition between myself and everyone else, even when it doesn't make sense to. Sometimes. I know very well how easy it is to ignore someone if they can only communicate with you through sign. I should have asked for help, but I was so sure I could do it on my own. It was actually a brave thing you did, even if you won't take credit for it. Aside from that, you've really become kind of admirable lately. It's strange having her compliment me while her facial expression hasn't changed in the slightest. But people don't change so easily, according to you, am I right? She winks, clearly enjoying herself very much. Did Misha tell you everything? Does Misha tell you everything? Almost everything. I guess you're going to have to tell me that I'm wrong about that, aren't you? Yes and no. I'm the one who told Misha that before anyone else, but she took it too far and changed the meaning. It's not easy, but she acts like that it makes it impossible. It's possible, if you go little by little. I'm considering trying to be less competitive. I thought you enjoyed that, though. Maybe just a little. That's why I specifically used less. That's really funny. She leans against the fence. I have things I want to say to her, but it doesn't seem like the right time for it, somehow. It's a feeling I have. I can tell she isn't done just yet. A lot of people think I try too hard. Well, I've always thought that I try just enough. The sound the fence makes as she pushes against it, and the delicate clink of her sleeve button scraping against the links are oddly soothing. So is the breeze gently picking up behind me. I can hear people below us. SHIZUNE'S R's died below us as well, and I wonder if she still thinks about what she might be missing out on. The attention-grabbing way she tends to snap her fingers proves she has an understanding of how other people perceive sound. It must be odd, being able to understand that much, but unable to experience it yourself. She starts walking slowly around the perimeter of the roof, still scraping her buttons against the fence. It isn't rhythmic at all, though not for lack of trying. I sort of zone out in thought while she does, and I'm rudely snapped out of it when she circles around completely and taps me on the shoulder. Do you remember what we were talking about? When? Now? Of course, it just happened. It's been almost 10 minutes. When I first saw you, you seemed like you were very attached to the idea of feeling sorry for yourself. That stings, even if it is true. Sorry. It made me want to cheer you up at first sight. I was scared it would be for nothing, though. I couldn't help thinking it would be hard to change your mind. But you did. I thought that was very surprising, and also that you might be kind of easily influenced. Still, I was surprised. Excuse me. It made me reconsider a lot of things, like that maybe everything was worth it in the end. Everything? That's why I like you. I see. It's nice to finally know. Oh, that was really sweet, actually. Aww. And remember, you have to take this job seriously. Too many people think you can just slack off, and that isn't important. That isn't important. That is a dangerous way of thinking.
Definitely. You can't take it too seriously. If you are always thinking big,
Struggling.
think positive, and if you show any signs of weakness, people will start to think you're incompetent, you know. And soon you won't be able to do anything because your power is going to be delegated off to others piece by piece, and you'll be left with nothing. That's what happened last time.
Oh, they're all together again. Yay!
So, remember, it may seem like an easy job, but a lot of carnage can happen in this room. And out of it. Dealing with school staff, too. Even trying to get a budget report from a class rep can be a fight to the death. Sometimes. Yeah, it's kill or be killed. There are no friends in the pits and take no prisoners. Are you sure about this? Is this right? You don't seem excited enough. I have to make sure it's getting through properly. Once more, with feeling. Oh, they're all like, oh my god, this is really funny. Oh, I love that girl's hair with the little bow. That's adorable. Shizune twists her hands like a maestro for emphasis, visibly intimidating the two girls standing at attention in front of us. Do you think this all started because one of them asked if she wasn't taking her job too seriously? Do you understand? Do you understand? Pretend I'm shouting it. Okay. The student council is so weird. Yes, sir. Sir? Who are you guys talking to anyway? It's not weird. You have to think of it as a job. If you want, think of it like they are paying you with the right to use this great office. This is... You want another lecture? No. You can go now. That was really funny. I loved that. And just like that, the hour-long student council orientation is over. Personally, I thought it was about 50 minutes too long, and also found it funny that I was incorporated a tour of a school that we have all been going to for a while, but I guess it didn't hurt. I expect Shizune to fall back into her chair since she has been on edge all day, but she doesn't. She continues pacing the room restlessly. Oh, I love this song, the student council song. They still have a long way to go. Right now, they're a joke. Damn. Eh? What? They think they can be the new student council? They're so unfocused. You can really see the lack of experience. This is one of my favorite, I think this might be my favorite theme of all the characters actually. I love this one. This is their best year yet. I don't think they have what it takes to be our follow-up act. And I know there are more of them than those two girls. Where are they? They're like the heavily marketed but mediocre big budget critical panned sequel to the acclaimed low budget sleeper hit. Eventually she does stop and sit down. Are you going to miss it? Obviously. I'd be happy if I didn't have to leave too. I like being in the student council, even if it can be tiring too. Yeah, it's definitely tiring. Only because Chichan is always trying to do more than she has to. You're forgetting that if I did the bare minimum, we wouldn't do anything all year except hand out flyers, collect surveys, and plan the next student council election so the next student council could sit around for another year of doing nothing. Asking me to let that happen? Don't be ridiculous. In a student council like that, there wouldn't be any power to play around with. I'm just happy that even though I clearly need to ride them harder, those two girls aren't bad. Not there yet, but the new student council should be in good hands. How can you tell? After the festival, they asked me if we can also organize a Halloween event, like a haunted house or something along those lines. They had a bunch of other ideas as well. Of course, my response was no. I had Misha tell them to do it themselves. If they wanted it so badly, they were angry for some reason. They're like, Shizune, that's funny. Of course they'd be angry if you said that. And Misha delivering the message wouldn't help. That's really funny. I was angry too. All of a sudden, they want so much. If they wanted a haunted house or a traditional cafe or a trip to the beach or whatever other cliche thing, why didn't they try to organize it before? It was like they were taking advantage of me. I worked hard to organize those festivals. In return, they came to me with, that was nice, but can you do this now? How about this? If that's what I really want. Chichan was wrong, though. Right. They wanted to join the student council so they could make it happen. Oh, she was wrong and she's kind of chill about it. How about that? It made them feel jealous and rile them up. I admit, that could be kind of a motivation too. The desire to do something great spreads, even if it's to show me up. They decided to take me up on the challenge nonetheless. I'm impressed. Well, for now. I would have to see how it plays out a little longer in order to know for sure. The snap. She snaps her fingers suddenly, which sends Misha almost bolting out of her seat. Interesting, I guess it's impossible to use it. She's like, shh. That's right. We're going to have a party to celebrate passing the reins of the new student council, weren't we? Why not have that now? Or at least plan it now and have it tomorrow.
But they're not even in charge yet. In fact, that's the first thing you told them. You're not in charge yet. It seems premature. Misha, what do you think?
I agree. It's too early. Plus, I don't think I could go anyway. Sorry. In fact, I'm just going to leave right now.
Why not?
No comment.
Come on, tell me.
Well, okay.
Way to not crack under pressure, Misha.
I thought about it, and even if I didn't want to go, I would say yes, usually. It's the kind of person I am. I should really stop doing that, and this is a good place to start, I think. If it's a celebration to say goodbye, I don't want it. It would be too sad. I want to do something else instead. And after all, Hachan, you and Hachan will still be here tomorrow. It doesn't seem right. Besides, I have other school things I have to do today. I can't drop them just like that.
We can postpone it.
No. No early goodbyes.
She looks very firm as she says this. Aren't you going to go now, though?
Oh, that's right. Okay, besides now, no to early goodbyes, okay?
I get it.
Okay, later!
With that, it's just Shizune and me left alone in the student council room, and I'm probably going to start crying. Oh, this song, I love this song. This is one of my favorite ones, too. Sunset slowly changes to night as we sit in silence, both searching for something to say. Would it really be that bad? Am I going to cry? I don't want to cry! Yeah, I didn't think about it like that, but Misha's right. Party set a mood, and it would be a sad one. A sad party doesn't sound like a whole lot of fun. Why would it be sad? Is it a trick question? I'm sure of it. Shizune's eyes pierced into mine, waiting for my answer with a detached, analytical stare that I haven't seen in a while. But it feels familiar anyway. I consider my answer carefully, but also what it means for her to ask me. It could be that Shizune finds it depressing as well. Or it could be that she doesn't understand why anyone would find it depressing. Both are equally plausible. I had a thought that when you graduate, that's it. It's going to be the end of the student council. I was wondering if you had the same idea. Don't be stupid. I look forward to it. I won't be a student anymore, so the expectations are going to be completely different. People's expectations of me and my expectations about everything else. It seems exciting. As for the student council, it should be in good enough hands. I don't have anything to be sad about. I don't think you're being honest. You looked upset about having to give the student council up not even a few weeks ago. It wasn't about leaving it to a bunch of newbies either. It was about having to stop doing student council work at all. Unexpectedly, Shizune smiles. So, you're not disagreeing. Then it doesn't make sense. Why would you want to have a party about it? I'm trying to get over it. Besides, goodbye celebrations are very important. People say the first step is the most crucial, but following it through and finishing cleanly are just as important, right? I guess that's true. Anyway, I don't consider it a goodbye. But it's still an event. You still have to go through the proper motions. Aren't you going to? Aren't I going to what? Kiss me, of course. Is that the proper motions? It would be normal, wouldn't it? The natural thing to do. It's time to act decisively. If I don't, I'm sure my heart will explode. I kiss. Oh, time for fun. Oh, what kind of fun? I kiss her immediately, so quickly that I don't even have time to enjoy it. Even though she was prepared for it, Shizune blushes a deep red. I feel a similar heat rising in my neck and cheeks. Oh boy, here we go! I do have the... I move in for another kiss, but as I do, she moves backwards at the same time and impishly jumps onto the cabinet behind her. Alone in the total silence of the room, we look at each other for a while. Oh, they're making out now. This time I kiss her more deeply. Her lips are light and dry and open a tiny bit. I'm only able to appreciate the sensation form up before she starts kissing me back forcefully. Oh shit. It is getting real. Damn. Her bangs brush against my closed eyelids. I let myself sink deeper into the kiss. I can feel the shape of her body through her clothes, which only makes me hold Shizune tighter. It takes an effort for the both of us to draw back from each other. We're both blushing, both from the kiss and thoughts of what's to come. Ooh! And I'm far from the only one breathing a little heavier. Oh my god, wait a minute! Is it not turned off? Hold on. Options. You know it says disable. Oh boy. Okay, hold on. It's disabled, right? I mean, I guess they still have clothes on. A time for my banning. No. Oh. You think I'm good? Okay, before anything actually happens. Okay, yeah, the little chinchilla. Oh my god, I'm like, that was getting a little oof. It won't show the reproductive organs. I was like, wait a minute, this is getting a little dirty. Oh, he's like, oh, that's how long it lasted. That's how much his house sucks. Shizune's like, seriously? Exhausted, I lean back against the desk and try to regain my breath before putting my clothes back on. He's like, oh, fuck. I notice a dull, hot throbbing in my chest as I button my shirt back up. It puts a bad aftertaste on everything. Oh, shit. God, what the heck happened? That's still... I hope I don't get banned. That wasn't... I know, right? But it's still gonna be on my Twitch. That wasn't supposed to happen because that's still technically adult content. I'll delete the Twitch VOD. I'll delete that. And anyone who wants to who wants to actually like come back and watch the stream I'll direct them to my youth. That is so weird. That is so weird. I'm like uncomfortable now. I'm like, hey, that's not what was supposed to happen. Excuse me. Oh my god. I'll see if I can just delete this Twitch VOD. And then she looked pretty good though. But I'll see if I can. I mean, I'll delete this and I'll be like, hey, anyone who wants to watch it, go to my YouTube. I'll delete that part. Oh my god. I'm like so like, oh. That's so stupid. I'm like, I'm angry now. Do I even want... Okay, let's save here. I'm like, do I even want to keep streaming? Oh, I'm so mad. Okay. Oh, we did see her. I'm like paranoid now. I'm like, is it gonna go back? Is she gonna... Are we gonna see her again? Shizune? Put some clothes on. Okay. Oh, my heart is pounding. I feel like Hasao. Fuck, man. Oh, it made me so mad, man. I was like, what the heck? I was like, wait! I'm not gonna die. I'm just angry. Oh my god, that made me mad. Oh, I'm bitter now. Ugh, the night air is pleasant at this time of year. It's refreshing and a little humid, but not so chilly as to make it uncomfortable to stay outside for a while. It's late for the courtyard to be deserted too. Jesus. After Shizune and I said our farewells to each other, I had set out to return to my dormitory room. I didn't even make it all the way there before getting distracted. It doesn't seem like a bad idea to go see what Misha is up to. Man, I'm fucking mad. I have nothing better to do. No homework. I'm out I'm out of anything worth reading. On top of that, I simply want to know. My game is possessed and now they're all naked. That's scary, man. This isn't my first time being in the main building after hours, but usually, I mean, I'm mad because I'm like, okay, you can argue with the naked body, whatever is not, but this is on Twitch, on stream, it wasn't supposed to show up. Shizune, put some clothes on. But usually it says I'm leaving the place with Shizune and Misha after a long day at the student council, not entering it alone. The atmosphere is quiet, a word I would not normally use to describe these halls. I'm kind of worried now, I'm like, pfft. It's a little creepy. A light starts flickering up ahead. This seems like a horror movie moment waiting to happen. Oh, feeling a hand on my shoulder, I stiffen reflexively. It's not Misha, or else there'd be hands clamped over my eyes and a sing-song Guess Who accompanying them. It is a creepypasta! What the heck is happening? God, he's... So who is it? I hope it's not Kenji, or at least that it's someone I know, or this will take a turn for the weird. Shizune! You have your clothes back on! You're appropriate for my stream now, Jesus. Whatever it is, quickly slips in front of me. It's Shizune. What are you doing here? I'm so relieved that I forgot to sign it. Shizune puts a finger up to her lips. I guess even though she can't hear, she has some idea of what loudness is, and can even tell from my expression that I was being loud. And apparently being loud isn't a good thing right now. But then why is Misha her interpreter? Oh, very funny. Why are you here? I was waiting for you to come see. I knew you'd show up. It took you a while though. You've been waiting here? Yes, but that isn't important. We have to be stealthy. We don't want Misha to detect us. Tell me if I'm being stealthy enough. Okay, if I'm not being stealthy enough. With that, Shizune starts slowly tiptoeing through the middle of the hall. I imagine her like kind of creeping along like a tiptoe. They have like the little like hands in front of them, like a little T-Rex. I pat her on the shoulder to get her attention. That's not stealthy. Why do we have to be stealthy? She refuses to answer, probably because signing and walking stealthily at the same time doesn't look easy. Before I know it, we're in front of our homeroom. Suddenly a sound like the crack of a whip pierces the air, followed by a familiar expression of frustration. I'm sure a sound like that isn't good for my heart. I'm kind of like scared now. What the heck? Not to mention everything sounds about 1,000,000 times louder with how silent it is. It's coming from inside the room, and I settle up to Shizune to get a look inside. Can you stop throwing your pencil, please? How do you even throw a pencil that loudly? He looks very flustered. What an understatement. I sympathize. He's all annoyed. I sympathize with Mato, whatever. I was able to hear Misha's pen. Matao. Oh my god, Nala! How are you doing? I feel like crying right now. How's it going? I'm good, how are you? It's been a long time, hasn't it? Well, thank you for joining, and I hope, God. Okay, no, it's not you. Something happened like not too long ago in this stream that I'm like, oh my god. Anyway, I was able to hear Misha's pen break the sound barrier even though through a wall and a thick classroom door. It probably blew out his eardrums and left an imprint on the wall. I'm not- oh, she looks cute. It really has, hasn't it? I feel like we've talked like here and there on Twitter, but not like a lot, you know what I mean? I hope you're doing well. I'm not throwing it. When I get nervous, I like to spin it around, but then I forget I'm holding on to it, and it doesn't matter. Either way, there shouldn't be pencils flying around. I get enough of that during regular school hours. I don't need it after hours. Right! Sorry. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. I'll have to drop by soon. Yeah. Whatever, just stop throwing, or releasing, or dropping things, please. You just have work too. Technically not. It's not. Oh my god. It's not. But you have the option to disable the adult content. But she was still. Oh my god, I'm very angry. But no, you have the option to disable the adult content, but there's still the parts leading up to it, but you don't actually like see anything. So, I mean, yeah. I noticed Shizune watching the same scene I am. Mitsu is yelling at the top of his lungs and Misha is being Misha. I can hear them reasonably well through the door, but Shizune obviously can't hear anything at all. So I wonder what watching this is like for her. She must know since she understands well enough to want me to see it too, but I have to wonder if she ever feels like she's missing out on something, having to work that much hard to understand what she's observing. It looks like she's taking supplementary lessons. Is she? Yeah. I answer, despite knowing the question is completely rhetorical. Misha told me she really wants to be a sign language teacher in the future. If she can get a recommendation, she can study overseas for it. That is why she is working so hard. Her grades were always kind of on the low side. Now I feel guilty. I haven't even thought about what I'm going to do yet. Neither have I! The cheerful way she signs is very unlike her, and it's very obviously false. She's like, neither have I! Let's get out of here. We don't want to be seen. It would be a problem if we were caught standing out here like idiots. Where? The student council room? Tell me it's over! Great hiding place. You're unusually sarcastic lately. With the doors closed, it's a good one. Anyway, wasn't it interesting? Yes, but I'm not really surprised. I close the door behind us, prompting Shizune to laugh soundlessly as she slides into a chair. For a second, it depresses me. I want to hear her real laugh. I've been looking down on Misha. I didn't think she had a goal at all. But it turns out I was wrong. I made a clear assumption. I thought Misha was as aimless as I was. I was stupid. I lost. Shizune pauses to crack her knuckles and folds her hands over each other and leans forward in her chair. In the abnormal quiet of the building, I can hear Mitsu yelling at Misha again, even across the hallway and through 2 doors. Shizune's eyes are locked on mine and blinking behind the gleaming lenses of her glasses, observing my reaction to her words. This is a test. Her opinion of people is rarely formed from how they respond to questions. It's how they respond to statements that counts. In hindsight, it makes sense. Shizune's inability to speak. Why are you worried it's going to be another scary thing? As well as just her personality and... Okay, I'm going to look up something. I don't want to look up any spoilers, but... I don't want that to happen like that. I'm like... Oh, that was like traumatizing. Let's see. Okay. I think we're done with Shizune. Like, done with her scenes. So I'm just like, okay, I'm done with her, like... Wait, what scene are we at? Let me see. We're on sneaking mission. Hold on, I'm like, oof. Maybe, I think we're good, actually. I think we're good. I hope so. For that reason, I sometimes doubt she says anything without a hidden agenda behind it. Because I looked at, I think she only gets 2 of those scenes, so... Oh, I messed up. Just as I thought. What do you mean? You don't agree? Not really, it's not that. I just don't get it. I want to force my will on people. How refreshingly honest. Don't give me a weird look like that. It's not that I was always my intention. At first, I was just bored. I wanted to see someone's passion for something. And then I could try and beat them. I wanted to test their ability of their convictions. But it was impossible. No one has any passion for anything in this school. They just want to keep to themselves. I can't believe it. It's too boring that way. I thought there was no way these drab people could be for real. It goes beyond not wanting to make waves. They had to have some interest. They had to be hiding something. I wanted to expose it and reveal it and drag it out. One of the most successful ways to get people to open up to you and cheer them up is to open up with a story about yourself. And then you ease them into telling you about themselves. It's like give and take, but with an element of manipulation, which makes it interesting. I can't do that. If I attempt to have Misha talk about me, for me, it makes me seem arrogant. The message has to go through a messenger. I'm standing next to Misha, telling her to tell someone about me. You don't have to be able to read sign language to see that. If I were forced to sit through that, I would think I was arrogant too. I was frustrated. I couldn't figure out a way to have a conversation with anyone but Misha. No one would open up to me. I came to the conclusion that I can't make people confide in me or believe in me. I can only hope to create things and show them to people and hope they make them happy. Or I could be more forceful and hope it would eventually stick to someone. I guess that would be me. Feels vaguely depressing. Somewhere along the line, I think I started to ignore Misha, see her as less of a person, or something like that. I took her for granted. I think would be the best way to put it. It was just like she was an extension of myself. I forgot that the whole time, Misha was there, opening up to me and giving me 100% every day. I missed what I was looking for because it was in plain sight. How stupid of me. I really did become arrogant. That's why I've lost. I'm more short-sighted than I was back then. I went in reverse. She's pacing back and forth now, almost brooding, yet still filled with so much energy that she can't stand to stop moving. If you got to hold her for 2 hours, I'm sure Shizune could power a light bulb. It's odd that I could have had such a lighthearted thought while she was being so serious. I can't talk. And in spite of that, Misha tells me that I'm her inspiration. Isn't that ridiculous? I'm not the kind of person who can inspire others. Even if a person who inspires you is flawed, it can be acceptable. I've thought about this. There isn't even acceptable hypocrisy. For instance, if your hero was an athlete but unsportsmanlike, they could still be respected for their athletic ability, even if they had some shortcomings as a person. However, she snaps her fingers briskly. It sounds like a thunderclap in the empty room, and Shizune takes a few seconds to stretch her fingers. Come to think of it, this is the most she's ever signed. If someone like me has no goals, it would be totally unacceptable. It'd be the worst kind of hypocrisy. And hypocrites don't deserve responsibility over anything. They can't even imagine themselves. How incredibly pessimistic. It makes me angry to think about it. I would hate myself just a few months ago. This is how I look to others. And, funnily enough, it was Shizune and Misha who convinced me to stop. Without them, I'm sure things would be much different and not for the better. Lately, I feel as though we pass around our miseries as much as we're supported by each other. But I think it just comes with the territory of having friends and being close to someone. You're the leader anyway. That is only because no one else wants to be. But that means you still are, since people are putting their trust in you anyway. In fact, doesn't that make it more important? Either way, you are the leader. You are the inspirational figure, or whatever you want to call it. You're responsible for what you tame. I read that in a book somewhere. That's clever. Shizune only seems to show what she's feeling on her face when she wants to. But I don't think she's being sarcastic. I don't want to tame anyone, though. Being the leader and being looked up to, then, same thing. I never wanted to be the leader. It just ends up that way. I don't believe that. All you do is try to grab more and more responsibility. Wait, I wasn't gonna tell you that I don't enjoy it. I don't care about being the leader, but I don't mind. I don't care about being the best, but I don't mind. You're right, though, about me wanting responsibility. Of course I want more responsibility. Having responsibility makes me feel alive. That's why I joined the student council. If there is no pressure, I just can't stand it. Even so, now I'm the leader. And I always thought being the leader meant you give orders, but it really is more. It's about having a goal. If I don't have a goal, then it's pointless. People would only be following me for my own enjoyment. It would be selfish. It's a strangely moral viewpoint for a person who seems to love one-upping others so much. Resting her chin on her tented fingers, Shizune looks disarmingly childish as she thinks hard about her problem. The expression on her face is a little comical because it's too obvious and therefore very unlike her. It comes with the job. I think you just have to be a leader. You wouldn't be satisfied with anything else, you would just get bored. Shizune doesn't reply, but from her annoyed expression I think I've guessed correctly. I've been thinking that I need a little direction too. Were you told that it's important to contribute to society? What an unusual response. That's sad. It's so out of nowhere that I don't know how to respond. And it also bothers me, though I don't know why. Possibly because it doesn't seem like something that would come from her. So I started to think that it isn't Shizune's thought at all. I wonder who told her that. Well, it was probably her dad, but there's a chance she came up with it on her own. If so, would it be because she can't hear? Why do you say that? Just because? I don't believe it. I guess that's right, though. I see. I don't know if it's the same for me. I hate it. I think everyone wants a purpose. Looking back, it makes sense that Shizune doesn't have one. All the energy would otherwise have been directed at something. Since she had nothing to channel it toward, Shizune lashed out in all directions. Reminds me of a dawned power lying flailing in a storm. Furious and incandescent, but aimless and dangerous, just like Shizune. I want to say that this is why she feels the need to turn everything into a competition, but that's probably just how she is. Having a goal to put that energy towards just the next level. How about this? I could go into business. My family is well connected, so it shouldn't be too hard. That comes off sounding a little unethical and nepotistic, doesn't it? A little. I won't coast, though. I'll work hard until I'm at the very apex. When I have as much money as possible, so much that it'll be like I won't know what to do with it, I'll move on to the next step. After sitting on it for a while, of course like a fairy tale dragon. You want to be a philanthropist. What were you thinking? That I want to be a miser? Well, it's true. It's a part of the plan. Don't sell me short and stop there, though. Shizune looks uneasy. Of course, even if she did seem to resolve her problem quickly, no one can get over their anxieties that fast. No one can solve their problems that easily. The important thing is, it looks as though she has her heart set on trying. It's still hard to tell whether that drive of hers comes in from a good or a bad place. But she has something to hold on to now. I can generally believe that if she does, I'm happy for her. And at the same time, I feel a little cold. I'm the one who's behind. Now, I'm the only one without a goal. Here we go, here we go. Oh, Shizune. That makes me sad. There haven't been any further disruptions since that week. Of course, that's what I thought the week before that, and Shizune and Misha's sudden newfound clarity had me left feeling a little lost and envious. I thought there was no way I could rest easy at the time, but fortunately nothing came of my worries. Then before I knew it, there was enough to deal with in school that I even managed to put them off my mind. And still, everything was fine. I was wrong. I had seen Shizune and Misha's carefully hidden vulnerabilities, but they were still strong. Now, we're going to be graduating soon. I've grown so comfortable here that it kind of crept up on me. When it did, I felt sad and didn't want to think about it. Excuse me. So I didn't. Not until recently. About a week ago, I started making a list of people I thought I should say goodbye to before graduation. The first rule I laid out for myself was that I would try not to write them down any kind of special order, like least important to most important. Somehow, it ended up like that anyway, even though it also ended up being a shorter list than I expected. Kenji is somewhere in the middle. Oh my god.
They say I would have to graduate eventually. Well, I showed them. I've lived here for more than long enough. If you take into account the rising cost of land, I think I can say I won in the ends. No, you know what? I did win. History will acknowledge me as the victor.
The victor of what?
I managed to stay out of sight and slip through the cracks. I beat the system.
If you put it that way, it sounds like you just ran away from the system.
Sometimes, running is a gravest form of victory, like in the Olympics.
I'm too tired to argue with him. Who's he kidding? Everyone knows a shot put is the best Olympic event in any case. So, what you're basically saying is you won't miss it?
Miss what?
School, dummy.
No, I told you, this place is too filled with feminists. It's beyond saving. But at least I'll be able to get out before it reaches critical mass. I'll only come back years later when they build a statue to honor me. Do they do that 10 year? Do they do the 10-year later reunion thing here? How would I know that? Probably. Anyway, I have to start packing now. Take care of yourself, man.
You should have packed a week ago like I did. Not that I had much to pack.
That's not how it goes. You're not supposed to do everything. You're supposed to do everything at the last minute. Men are better at doing everything at the last minute. The last minute can have more productivity than like the entire week before it. It's how we keep shit fair. Pfft, you'll never understand our manly ways. You take care of yourself too. Jesus, with a salute he shoots backwards to the door, slamming it shut behind him hard enough that the entire dorm probably heard it.
I've noticed that a lot of people slam doors here. Maybe it's a local thing. Take care of myself. It's the first time I've heard him say it. Usually he ends our conversation with something like, see ya. I'll pay you back later, man. Well, he was a little annoying sometimes, but I'll miss him. I'll cross him off my list mentally. The list is very short now, and once again discard the notion of going through it in any kind of order. Like I said, I never had that intention. So, I go out to look for Shizune and Misha. I can only think of one place they could be. The student council room, of course. Turning the corner, I almost bump into a small group of students. For a second, a bitter feeling flashes through me since for all I know, that could have been fatal. It's a new student council. There aren't a lot of them, but there are a lot more than 3, which is good since it means there's enough of them that they can have each have their own title. It would have been cool if I could have had a little desk plaque with my name and title on it. I don't think they do that now, or ever did, unfortunately. The new student council surrounds me while I'm thinking. If anyone here were looking at this from afar, it would be a pretty sinister sight. Maybe they've come to finally get back at me for calling them the new student council all those times. I was just translating for Shizune, but I guess I should have been less lazy and more tactful. I regret nothing. I find myself being thanked for everything I've done. I'm being thanked. That should make me happy, considering how often I would think to myself that being in the student council is completely thankless job. It does make me happy, but I can't enjoy it fully. Aww. I wonder how things would have turned out if our student council had grown as large as the one that's set to replace us. Even though they've only got 2 or 3 other members, it's enough that they have set roles. Not like us, where Shizune seemed to be the president, but that was it. The new council thanking me gives me a strange feeling. It's like coming back home and seeing that the tree you nurtured years before has grown. But I feel like I didn't nurture that tree enough. I wonder what more I could have done. It would likely make Shizune furious that I would feel distant from what I did in the student council this way. Or that I'd imply I didn't do enough, but it's true. I was only following her. So in a way, I also feel like I'm viewing that same tree from far away, as if I'm seeing it from the window of a train as it passes by. I indulged in these thoughts for too long. When I snap out of it, I realize that I'm still standing there surrounded by the new student council. I do the only thing that I can do and apologize for zoning out. Then I thank them back. When they walk away, I enter the student council room, which looks a lot messier but seems to have gained a computer. Cool. It makes sense. I recall hearing one of the clipboard girls talking about her plans to use a computer to make all the boring data entries Shizune does more tolerable. I can't remember which one said it though. Seems to be the ambitious one, but then again Keiko appears more serious. Well, it doesn't matter now. I'm not alone in the room, but instead of finding Shizune here like expected, it's just Misha. She's sitting on Shizune's desk like Shizune herself often does, swinging her legs back and forth. That's cute. Oh. When our eyes meet, she hops off and inexplicably poses like a superhero.
Hi, Hachan. I'm surprised to see you here.
What are you doing?
You first. I was looking for Shizune. Me too. I thought you would be here, but I got Hachan instead.
Gee, thanks.
Well, this is good. Really. I wanted to talk to you anyway.
About what? I take the time to glance around the room a little more. I see a hot plate. They're really living high.
I wanted to say sorry, of course, for all the trouble I made for you and Chichen.
Don't call it trouble.
Right.
Don't apologize to Shizune.
Right. But that isn't why I'm here, Hachan. I want to apologize to Hachan. Since you're here, I want to ask you a question. Hachan, what do you think it would take for Shichan to be happy?
World domination, obviously.
Even though you're joking, Hachan, no. Even if she could, it wouldn't make Shichan happy. Only for a little while. Hachan, have you ever heard of artists who tear up their painting as soon as they finish them? Such people really exist in the world, you know. I remembered it all of a sudden. It's just like Shichan, now that I think about it. Whenever Shichan sets up a challenge for herself and completes it, she acts like all her skills have no meaning anymore. I wonder, is it because she can't create anything permanent? Is it just like those artists and how they want to create a piece of art to leave behind? A really great one, but can't do it. It's really obvious when I look back at it, but I didn't see it before. Now I'm scared. I wonder if Shichan will ever be happy.
No. I don't think so. Not about her ever being happy. I think you're wrong. Shizune is actually happy more often than I thought. I think it's actually kind of amazing. Usually people don't think about that kind of stuff until they're middle-aged or dying. Then they think, I want to leave something behind, or I want to be remembered. Like me. Oh, only I skipped ahead a little. My life was short and seemed even shorter after my heart attack. I didn't think about what I was leaving behind, because I very quickly thought there was almost nothing I was leaving behind. So all that was left for me was to be a stew of my own bitterness. Shizune already wants to leave her mark somewhere, but she wants to try to do it by helping people. And that's why celebrations are so important to her. She wants to be a philanthropist. I think that's the best way to live, living on by what you give to others. Even if it's for selfish reasons, that's okay too. Shizune is already happy, because if something goes well, there will always be someone else to see and remember it. That's what makes her happy. Misha sighs, arms stiff at her sides, hand tapping the air softly. Before, I still thought, I might be able to make Shizune happy, and I was in a good place to do it before. Since I was her interpreter, I could always be with her. Maybe. And I thought I would do it by becoming like Chan's shadow. I kept trying even when she rejected me. It felt like I was stuck and I couldn't do anything but watch Chan's back getting smaller while she kept going. I was scared, even though I should have just accepted it. It's hard. Maybe I could have at least understood Shichan. But it looks like I was completely wrong after all. I didn't even know that or think about it. Shichan would call it a complete loss. Okay, I'm done. That's it, Hichan. But since you're the one who knows Shichan best of all, you can't make her cry, or I'll be angry. I'm going to go overseas after this. Oh, Misha. I even have letters of recommendation, or I don't think I'd be able to normally. Maybe I'll study and become a sign language teacher over there. Who knows? That means you'll have to look after Shichan, okay? That makes me sad. Oh, happy but sad. Misha's smile is as honest as ever, but she's obviously changed. The look in her eyes is that of a much more attentive girl. She really is my baby. It seems to be true that hardship builds wisdom. It reminds me of the look in Shizune's eyes. I wonder what Shizune might have been through to become who she is. I can take a guess. Or maybe she was always like that. I want to see her even more and suggest to Misha that we should go look for her together. Of course, it's just a pretext to spend more time with a friend. It's strange how it hasn't been long since we last hung out together, the three of us, in the span of a routine student council day. Yet it seems like it was long ago. Thinking about the future can put that kind of lens over the past. Speaking of lenses, Yuko! Outside, Yuko is standing around fiddling with a tiny, modern-looking camera in her hands. It would be unnoticeable if it weren't metallic enough to reflect the sunlight. Yes! Misha calls out to her. I thought we were supposed to be looking for Shizune. Hi! What are you doing? I'm just taking photos of everyone.
That's obvious.
Awkward. Misha, I'll never forget how you taught me that someone can hold so many secrets and still have a massive lack of tact. Where's my photo? You want a copy? I don't know. Well, only if you promise to keep it a secret or everyone else will want one too. That happened to me in elementary school, only it was with candy. Okay, I'll take a photo of you now then. Oh wait, I'm not ready. I was just kidding.
Chan, make a peace sign.
I'm not going to do that. The camera flash goes off, blinding me. Yuko shields herself behind it, letting out a moan of frustration. You're not supposed to turn the flash on outdoors. She's like, I'm sorry. Then quietly slips away. Wait. Yes?
Did you see Chan around here?
Yes, in front of the gate. Thanks. I can barely get it up before I have to start falling behind Misha. Shizune! Fortunately, not for very long. The gate is barely a minute's walk from here, even though that can be tiring for me sometimes. We see Shizune with the student council. They're probably thanking her too. As soon as she sees us, she shoos them away. Go! Which is very easy. Get out of here! And I said I doubt any of them can understand sign language or use it, so they're not too sad about leaving. Which in turn makes me wonder why they would thank her without someone who can, but it's the thought that counts. Misha immediately hugs Shizune and then leans against the gate next to her. I, on the other hand, decide to hang back a little and let them talk. After all, Misha wanted to talk to Shizune this whole time. I can wait. See, it's so sweet. My voice is all like, whew. I even turn away so I don't eavesdrop on their conversation. That's cute. I end up losing track of the time. When I look at my watch, it's already been 10 minutes. I wonder if they're done, and I turn around and find them behind me. What are you thinking about? Boring philosophical things I don't even want to talk about. Don't worry, I'm not thinking about it too hard. Good. Getting philosophical at a time like this would be the worst thing you could do. Yeah, I just want to stand here for a bit. It's relaxing.
It was a busy week.
Not really, not for me. I know that they must have been busy, but I think I know what I want to do now, and when it hits me, I didn't feel particularly fired up or anxious. It is the opposite. I feel at peace for the first time in a long time, and I want to savor that feeling a little more. I think that I want to teach her. Oh, I love that so much. As soon as I thought this, a long winding road appeared in my mind. An uncertain road that leads back here. I wonder if I'll be able to meet someone in the future like me, someone filled with bitterness. That is so cute. I love that so much. I want to talk to that person, so they can't talk to myself. I want to tell them that life is too short, something that couldn't be told to me, only shown. I want to do it without pity. If I had been pitied, I'm sure that I'd have only died a little more. When I think about that first week, I still think about how well it went. So well that it could only be called the result of kindness. I feel that I want to show others that same kindness. Aww. And I also want to keep chasing Shizune. That's so funny. What's the new student council, Asha-chan? It's hard to daydream when you have to deal with Misha's voice. I didn't know they had someone who knew sign language. They don't. I think it was just mostly like a goodbye. So I appreciated it, even though I couldn't tell them. How did you know I was here? Is this supposed to be a secret? Anyway, we just saw Yuko. Did she take a photo of you too? Yes, they're asking me first. Since Yuko doing anything spur of the moment is rare though, I let it go. She snaps her fingers more because I think she likes it than out of realization of an idea. She's all that cute. We should take a photo of the three of us. We haven't taken a student council photo yet. Now's the perfect chance. But if I have to look at this picture a year from now, I don't want it staring back at me. What does that mean, Cha-chan? Pictures are supposed to capture the moment, isn't that right? Without a doubt. They're not portraits. Just standing around would be so stiff. I wouldn't even capture how I feel. I feel like we'll meet again. So this isn't an occasion to take such a serious photo. It would be a see you later type of photo. Not a big deal. It should be something more festive. Oh boy. Like this. Follow me. Shizune poses like a musketeer so quickly that I'm sure even she knows it's silly. She's having fun. Do we really have to do such a cheesy pose? I can think of no better pose. Misha, go find Yuko. I don't like this pose either, but I think it's kind of nice. That doesn't even make sense. This is so cute. She's already gone and returns dragging Yuko behind her. The flash is off. A red LED blinks 3 times above it after Yuko's finger presses the button. Shizune glances at both of us to make sure we have the timing done. Synchronized watches. We jump. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, that's adorable. I bet that turned out excellently. That is so cute. I love that. Oh. Okay. Now let's get one of Yuko too. No, please. That's not necessary. I love that. That's adorable. I want a copy of this photo too. I'll likely die younger than the average person. Whoa. My life could unexpectedly burn out at any time. I don't have any time to waste then. I want to live as much as possible. I also want to see other people smile from what I've made and done. Living vicariously through the happy of others doesn't seem so bad. Feeling joy through another person's happiness doesn't seem like such a bad thing. It's the easiest way I can think of to draw out my own life and give it distinction. Maybe this is the meaning that Shizune has found for herself, although it's just my theory. People find themselves alone often in their lives and without direction. However, people can take refuge in moments of happiness. They can dot a person's life like stops on a train map, or waypoints of memory on a long trail. These individual moments on reflection give a person's life fulfillment. Every friend, and festival, and joyful meeting, and joyful parting. I want to be able to ask Shizune one day if I'm right. I want to spend the time I have with her. Finally, I want to make Shizune smile for herself. I love you. I pause, wondering if she'll look at me confused, and that's what I say out of the blue. She doesn't. Do they do that reunion thing here? Of course they do. A student council member should know that. Sooner than that though, okay? Both of you. Right! Yeah. You go! You do the pose too! Afterwards, we can go for tea. Shizune laughs. She doesn't have a care in the world. Misha's laughter joining with hers as easily as if it were her own. We'll meet again. Ah! Oh my goodness. Oh, I love this song. Oh, that was so good. Oh. Oh my god. Oh. That was so cute. Oh, I loved that. Oh, I'm enjoying all these routes that I've done so far. They are so good. Oh, old Shizune art. That's really cute. Really? I really liked it. I mean, I thought it was really good. Like, I don't dislike any of these routes. I think, like, I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite so far. I guess that's something I have to decide once I finish, like, all the characters. Because I have Emmy and, oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. Hanako. I have Emmy and Hanako. And, I won't do it now. Yeah, I'm kind of, my throat's kind of like, I'm talking too much and I don't have water. I won't do it now, but the next time, I think I'm gonna go with Emmy. I think I'm gonna end with Hanako. But, thank you everyone so much for joining. I'm sorry about the little, thing that happened. Yeah, I'll have to edit that out somehow. But yeah, that was amazing. I loved that. So, yeah. Keep an eye on my Twitter when I'll stream again, but hopefully not next weekend, but maybe I can start making weekend ones. I don't know. But anyway, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Bye!